Howdy folks, welcome back to my channel and welcome to another episode of Overlooked Modules. Today we'll be taking a look at this one right here, the Fatmoog VCF/VCA from WildSync. Now before we get into that, if you're not familiar with this series, check out the playlist link in the description. We all know about modules like clouds and maths and morphogene and those that everybody knows about, everybody follows. But this series looks into a lot of them that you might not know about or that I kind of consider to be some of the hidden gems. This filter from WildSync, I had never heard of that company. I found them on Etsy and I noticed that they had a Moog ladder filter clone. And you can see it has two position switch here, which emulates two different versions of the Moog ladder filter. I forget which is which, but in any case, the DIY version is $99 and that's what I bought. They also have a completed version, but as a DIY project, it went together very quickly. All of the surface mount stuff was already done for me. I just literally had to solder the through holes, put it together. It was quite quick. Also, it has a lot of customization with some trimmer pots on the back. You can set the maximum point, the minimum point, where you want the resonance to self-oscillate, yada, yada, yada. Very, very cool filter. And anyway, since I've had it, I have just been in love with it. So I wanted to share it with you. So for starters, let's take a oscillator here and we'll feed it a sequence. And then we will plug our filter into the output. So there we hear it. Got the resonance in the middle. Sounds really good. That is the lead type. Let's go to bass type. You'll hear the character change a little bit. Now, if you go to minimum on resonance, you'll still hear. And what's interesting, even if you have the resonance at minimum, cut off all the way up, you still hear a very slight difference. All right, but now let's get the resonance cranked up. And again, you can set this with a trimmer pot of where you want it to sort of engage self-oscillation. I've got it right about 3/4. So here we go. God, it sounds so good. And with the lead setting. Let's crank it up as far as it'll go. I really like this setup. Sounds really good. Okay, so we know it works as a Moog style filter. I'm going to tame that resonance back a little. And you can really fine tune it and get some great sounds out of it. But let's look at a couple of the other features here. So you can see it's got a couple of CV jacks down here. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to take a looping envelope. It's looping fairly fast, and I'm going to plug it into the VCA CV in, and we see it turns into a VCA. Or like a low pass gate almost. Now you do notice that even with the CV control all the way to 10, there still is a volume drop. So it is a little bit quieter. You can feed this through an offset generator and add a little bit of offset to it, and then it will become unity. This envelope is not synchronized to the sequencer. I could do that really quick if we want that. Hold on here. There we go. use the CV to control the VCF. And it has an attenuverter, so we can really fine-tune it. And we can go either direction. So just a really neat sounding filter. But one of the other things I discovered is if you get this up into audio rate territory, you really get some cool effects. So that is the Fatmoog VCF from WildSync.